today we will be taking the milk reception. As you know, this program has 8 courses: milk production and quality of milk, dairy equipment and utilities, milk processing and packaging, dairy products 1, 2, 3, then quality assurance, dairy management and entrepreneurship. We thought we will be taking now milk processing and packaging. Now this course is focusing on the market milk aspects, and this course has the 4 blocks. One is milk reception, then processing of milk, packaging and distribution, cleaning and sterilization. So today we will be taking the milk reception. Now if you see the first block, this has the 3 units: milk collection and transportation, milk reception at the dairy dock, then milk chilling and storage. So we will be covering these 3 aspects. Now first is milk collection and transportation. Now this unit covers the 4 major aspects. First is planning the milk collection, organizing the milk collection, what are the containers for milk collection, and what are the transportation of raw milk. How does it take place? Now how do we plan the collection of milk collection? There are different factors when we do the planning of the collection of the milk. So these, after going through this unit, you will be able to identify what are the factors in planning and developing milk collection structure. The second aspects which you will be learning is how to organize a milk collection system. The third is types of milk collection systems and containers, and what are the different modes of transporting milk. So these are 4 aspects are very exhaustively covered in this unit. And after going through the unit, if you are an entrepreneur or if you are working as supervisor in a cooperative society, you will be able to undertake these activities. So we will take one by one. Now when we do the planning of milk collection, what is our objective? The first objective is that we should have safe and economical cost. As you know, in our country, milk is produced in a very small quantities by the small farmers. The milk produced by each farmer is around 1 to 2 liters. So we have to collect the milk, what we call them the scattered milk production and scanty milk production is there. We have to collect their milk, and once it should reach to our dairy plant or wherever the chilling facilities are there. It can be dairy plant or it can be the chilling center. It should reach within the 4 hours of the production. The milk should be chilled within the 4 hours. Then the quality of the milk will be very good. And as we explained to you last time, the government of India is giving the incentives for clean milk production, for chilling, so that we can have the good quality of milk is there. So with this objective that the milk should be safe, the collection should be done in an economical way, what are the parameters we have to see? Now first thing is we have to see the climatic condition. As you know, there are 2 types of the climatic conditions very separately. We have the temperate and tropical. Now our country is more of tropical. Now collection of milk is well established pattern. So depending upon the climatic conditions, which is already has been structured, you can adopt it. That is, like if you are in the area of northern India, so there are dairies which have set up the structure of collection, so you can take into account their experiences to there. And whatever the local changes, we have to take into account the local conditions into account. So the climatic conditions are very important, because these climatic conditions influence the growth of microorganisms. As we all know, the quality of the milk depends upon the microorganism. If the microorganism growth is minimum, the quality of the milk will be very good. And we have to chill the milk within the 4 hours up to 4 condition. So if the climatic conditions are very cold, so then you can have some bit of relaxation. But if the conditions are tropical, then the growth of microorganisms will be very faster, and we should try to have a system where the milk quality can be maintained properly. So this is the first condition. There are approved models are there. Depending upon the local conditions, you can take into account. Second is the development features. Now, in particular area, what are the road conditions? What are the communication facilities? What are the farmers' education level? So these things are the development features we have to take into account. Need not to say that if the development features are high, we should select that area for the setting of the collection center, or for area for the our purpose, right? These are the characteristics we have to keep into the mind, right? Because if you cannot go to the interior where the road facilities are not there, or those has to be kept into the mind. Then the third is the characteristics of milk. The milk characteristics also play an important role. What type of milk is being produced, generic, because each has the different aspects in their own shelf life. It has influence. So these things also you have to take into account. Characteristics of milk, type of milk produced, how it is produced. So these things you have to take into the plan. Then when we plan for the collection, what we have to see is the size of the dairy plant. Ultimately, how much of the dairy size is our target. If the dairy plant size is very big, so the collection network will be also very big. The next point is density of supply in the milk shed. Now in the milk shed, what is the density? If it is too dense, then the organization structure will be different of collection. If it is a too spread, then the organization structure will be different. Then I mentioned about this scattered and scanty milk production. In our country, we have the characteristics of milk production is very scanty and scattered is there, because we have to collect the milk from the different farmers who are producing the small quantity. Then distance to dairy plant should be also taken into account when we develop the collection network. And then the type of products to be manufactured, because for certain products you have to be very careful, like for the baby food, or for the children food, or wherever it is there. Similarly, like cheese, it will not be able to tolerate the poor bacteriological quality of the milk. So these are the types of products to be manufactured. Now, so this is the planning, that how do we plan for the milk collection system. So that depends upon these are the aspects we mentioned, mainly the climatic conditions in the area, what is the size of the dairy, what are the local conditions you have to take into account. Then next we come to the how do you organize the milk collection. Now for organizing the milk collection, our objective is the collection of quality milk, maximum quantity with lower cost. That should be our objective, it should be there. Now when we organize the milk collection, then what we have to say is that whatever the quantity the farmers are bringing to us, the system should be able to give them it should be able to first take the right measurement of the quantity delivered. We should be able to give them the right amount of money for the inputs which we have taken, the milk we have taken. We have to ensure that what we are receiving is unadulterated, clean, hygiene and good quality milk is there. Then we have to regularly make payment to the producers, and we also have to ensure that there is some incentive for them for going for quality production. And last is economic and collection and efficient transportation to dairy. Ultimately what we are collecting the milk for to be delivered at the dairy plant. So it should be efficiently, economically collected and then delivered to our dairy plant. So these are the objectives. The major objective is we should have the maximum quantity quantity of milk in with quality, and there should be minimum cost in collection and in transportation. Besides this, the farmer should have faith on us that there is no problem in measuring the right quantity of the milk and then payment to them. Also, with focus on the incentives to them is there. Now, how do we do it? Now, as a entrepreneur or as a supervisor, if you are working, then how do you organize the milk collection? What are the steps involved? The first step is milk survey and location of milk collection or milk shed area. So that is the first thing, is that you have to do the survey work is to be done. What we call the milk shed area, like we mentioned you last time, that the area where a lot of milk is available, that we call it as a milk shed area. So now this is our potential area. So you have to organize the survey work. Now what we have to assess, as it is very simple in survey, what is the potential, what is the general possible location of the collection center, and what could be the route for the collection vehicles. Now these are the things we do. There could be two types of survey. One could be very exhaustive survey, and one could be a very generic survey could be there. Now that depends upon the already known conditions or the background is there. Now along with this, we also have to see what are the competitors, what are the number of animals are there, what is their potential use, what is the milk surplus which is available at the farm level. So these aspects are to be taken. What is the growth area, what is the potential for the growth. So based on this, we do the survey work. That plays an important role, right? Then the second point is establishment of a collection point, that where the milk collection will take place in reality. So that place should be at a centric point where all the farmers can come, or where the easy access to road or whatever our arrangements are there could be there. The next is deciding a milk collection route based on the survey. Wherever we are going to set the collection zone, then what should be the route. Now because the transportation cost is one aspect, the transportation time is also important point is there. So we have to see the milk collection route should be such that it should have the minimum cost, and then the quality of the milk is safe for the longer time is there. Then the other aspect about this is the management. Now how do we do the management of the thing? Management, as you know, there could be two. One is overall management with the help of the dairy within the broad structure is there, and one is particularly at the collection center is there. Now what are the activities is there? Mainly first is we have to, as I mentioned, micro level, we have to manage the collection point. Then we have to organize the transportation for them. The milk, how it is coming, it has to go to the dairies. We have to give services and management backup for the farmers is to be there. We have to provide the services. We have to provide the regular payment and organize production, requisite and extension services for the farmer. And general support in terms of collection points, that is quality testing, recording, onward transportation and payment. These are some of the management activities which we have to organize is there. So this is about the planning, then organizing the milk collection system. Now what are the different systems for collecting milk? One system is very simple, directly from the producer, that the producer comes to the wherever our dairy is there or the collection unit is there, but that is not feasible to all the farmers is there. You can understand, a farmer can bring the milk say up to 10 kilometers or 20 kilometers, but the collection area will be very well. But at the small dairies, at the dairies within that area of 20 to 30 kilometers, farmers normally bring their own milk there arranged to the dairy processing plant. So milk direct from the producer is the one aspect. Second aspect is through middleman. This system has been existing and its process is going down, but it is existing. The middleman is the person who takes the advantage of our illiterate farmers, their scanty production, small production, scattered production. So what he does is he collects the milk from the different farmers and give it to the central dairy. Now this is the middleman, and he takes profit because of the trading which takes place into this. Now this we should avoid, because he may not be very much concerned about the quality. He will be only concerned about increasing his percentage of commission or whatever the arrangement has been made is there. Similarly, the next step is through agents or contractors, because the milk shed area has to be very big within the vicinity of the dairy plant. That is, suppose if the plant is there, you have to identify the milk shed area in east, west, north, south. So you have to make sure, so you can have the contractors for the bigger operational level of managing the things is there. So that is what we call the agent or contractors. But then with them, what is the advantage is that we can go with the memorandum of undertaking. Some type of agreement could be there, the quality of the milk, this type. Then he becomes the more responsible. This can be done by with the middleman also, but normally for a small level of operational this is not preferred. But with the big operations, through agents or contractors is there. Next comes the cooperative system. As you know, in our country, the Amul gave us a success story of establishing the cooperative structure within the country, and this is the milk cooperative structure is more or less more successful as compared to the other our farm communities is there. Now through cooperatives we can eliminate the middleman. We can also ensure the farmers of the regular intake of the milk, ensure product procurement, and the remunerative price to the farmers is there. So this is also one of the cooperative system, and it's quite successful is there. Then there could be directly from the dairy or chilling plants that they can of their own they can collect. If it is nearby, they can set up the own arrangement for collecting the milk. And then through government agencies, like when we started the government agencies, we have a state department of milk dairy, so they have set up their network, so through them also we can take. So these are the different milk collection systems are there. Now which system is best? That depends upon the level of milk we are collecting, type of dairy plant we are having, and then we have to reflect upon this. If it is a big network, the cooperative network is always good, but then it has to be in selfless way. The important aspects which are covered the containers for milk collection. Now what are the containers? The first is what are the different materials for fabric of the construction. There could be materials like wooden material can be there, plastics, porcelain, glass, metals. These are the different materials are there. Now whenever we design the milk container, what we have to ensure that the milk is safe, easy to clean, sanitize and inspect also, because the maximum chances of contamination normally takes place through the container also. If our container is not clean, the milk soil, the milk bacteria grow into this milk soil and then they multiply and even contaminate the fresh milk also. So this is one of the areas. The design of the container should be such that accessible, the milk should be easily able to pour it or take out, then clean it and sanitize it. Now the size type, size and design will naturally depend upon the form, operation and size of the herd which we are having. Like if you are having big herd, so we have to take the storage tank. If small is there, then cans are there. Now you can see at the organized form what are the containers we normally keep. It is a milking machine, milking pail, weight balance, platform type is there, milk cans, storage vat, bulk storage tank, can cooling system, milk sampling and testing unit, and the bulk tank cooler. These are the normally containers available at the big form. So we have a milking machine, milking pail, and the weight balance is there. Now we come to the farmers at for a small farmer level. Normally it is the buckets of the galvanized iron, aluminium, stainless steel which is normally used. The milking pail is there. Then we also have the layers of bronze, aluminium or chrome plated iron. These are the things which are at the farm level is there. That is a smaller level of things which are available for the is there. Then we come to the transportation of raw milk. For transportation, what are the factors? Again, it's the geographical location. Where is the location? That is whether road conditions, rail conditions, and how the small operator or the big operator will be able to operate the thing is there. That is the location is very important. Then volume of milk. The volume of milk should be taken into account, because the larger the quantity, the cost will come down, as we know. Then the variable resources mean it's the local condition is there, whether the milk will be going to the dairy in what form. That is we have a good network. So these type of the resources, local level, how do we operate, these are to be taken into account. Then cost of transportation, it should be minimum, because we have to ensure that the transportation cost is the minimum. We all know that the transportation cost contributes around 20 to 25% of the cost is there. That's why many of the new concept of collectively collecting the milk or even the fruits and vegetables from the farmers and selling it to the consumers is coming in the different type of malls, or the other organizations have also taken into account. So we have to ensure that cost of transportation is less. Then the distance of transport should be also minimum. As we mentioned, the distance is going to influence the quality of the milk is there. We know the deadline that within the 4 hours the milk should be chilled after the production. So this distance we have to take into account. Then the conditions of road, and then the own versus hired. Now this has been observed that if we have the hired system of transportation, it is always better, because the own system is not viable. Its operational costs are very high. So we have to go for the higher type of the system is there. Now what are the different methods for transportation? The different methods, as you know, the simple is somewhat older method, but still it exists in the small places in villages. The head load or shoulder sling, that the farmers will carry the milk itself. Then bullock cart or tonga, we can transport the milk, say around 10 cans, 20 cans we can carry it. Similarly, bicycles, cycle rickshaw is there. The further advance is motorcycle, auto rickshaw or tricycle is there. Then we can also use the motor trucks. Then we have the tankers, road tankers or rail tankers. Then we also have the railway wagon. So these are the different methods of transportation is there. Depending upon the quantity of milk collection, it is there. Now what are the vessels? Normally it is the milk cans, the farm containers, tanks installed on the trucks, milk tankers, and the transportation pipe. These are the important things which are used in the transportation of milk. Now if you see the milk can versus milk tanker, which one is advantage? On the face of it, the milk can is better if we are handling the small quantity, but there are doubts about the hygiene, but if it is properly clean and sanitized, it is better. Now the tanker, it is the quicker mode of transportation, the lower cost for large quantity of milk, we can have the better temperature control, then the less risk of contamination from dust is there. There is a saving of time and labor in loading and unloading, then overall saving of detergent also. So these are some of the advantages with the tanker. That's why in a system the collection of milk is such a way that we can use the tanker because of the certain advantages which are associated with this. So this was the first unit we have covered. Now we come to the milk reception at the dairy dock. This is an important aspect, milk reception. Now under this, the important 4 aspects are covered: layout of reception dock, reception of milk, laboratory testing of milk samples, cleaning and sanitization of milk cans and tankers. So these are the 4 aspects which are covered. Now what are the capabilities or the characteristics which you will develop? Once you have gone through the unit, you will be able to identify the layout of a dairy reception dock. Normally we call it the raw milk reception dock, RMRD, where the milk is received. Just like when you are at the marriage, at the main reception gate, you receive the any of your guests or family member. Similarly, the milk reception at dairy dock is the part. So first is the outline, the layout of a dairy reception dock. What are the operations involved at the reception, and then you can take the preliminary examination of raw milk, sampling of milk, cleaning and sanitization of can and tankers, list out equipment and device used for reception. Now layout and equipment is very important, particularly with now when the Food Safety and Standard Act has come into the picture. The health regulations are becoming very important. So how do they lay out? They prescribe that how the good layout and equipment arrangement should be made for getting the GMP certification. So that is the GHP certification. So that is the important is there. The next is the volume of milk. What is the volume of milk we are going to handle? Whether it's small or medium type or big type is there. Then methods of delivery of milk. What are the different methods which you studied? It is there. Then what is the floor space area available for us into this? Then there is also location of driveways and vehicle yards where we are going to put it. And last is elevation of dock. We have to see that the dock is at level of the tanker level, so that they don't have the much problem is there. So these are the layout is there. Now we come to the equipment at raw milk reception dock. What are the equipment are there? The first is conveyor. Now what is the function of conveyor? It will permit inspection, grading, sampling of milk. These are the functions are there, and the basic purpose is that it will take the milk can from one point to the other point, from the platform to the tipping point, what we call them. Then there is a weigh scale, bowl tank, weighing machine. What does it allows? It allows straining, sampling, weighing, recording and dumping of milk. These are the 4 things which a weigh scale can do it. Then we have a dump tank. After the from weigh scale, the milk is dumped into the from weigh bowl to the dump tank is there. Simultaneously there is a drip saver or drain rack, so that the residue milk is we are able to collect it and use it. Then the can washer to wash, clean and sterilize cans. Can washing trough for cleaning the cans from outside is there. Then we have a century milk pump to milk the pump from dump tank. Plunger to stir the milk in can or vat for grading, sampling. Testing kit, particularly the platform test when the milk is received. Then compression arrangement. Particularly this is used when we are using the tankers under pressure for emptying out the things. Then weighing arrangement, we should be able to weigh or take the volume of the milk is there. So these are the raw milk reception dock is there. Then we come to the milk reception or reception of the milk is there. What are the activities carried into this is, the first is unloading of cans or tankers, then conveying it to the place where the tipping will take place. We also, before we tip, we also do the examination of raw milk. Now there are two types of, there we call them as a quick tests are there. First is the autoleptic test, which anyone, any farmer, I'm say any supervisor can do it, but he should be trained into this. What we have to see is smell or odor, appearance, taste, temperature. These are the basic test. You smell, the milk should be good, appearance should be also good, taste should be sweet, and temperature also it should be as low as near to the 4 degrees centigrade. These are the examination of that. Then the other test which we can do is Claughton boiling, alcohol test, then titrable acidity, pH, lactometer test, and sediment test. These are some of the other tests which milk is subjected to. Then there is the emptying of milk cans. Cans are emptied or tilted and it is done. And then next step is weighing, then recording of the milk is there. Now after this, when the milk has been taken, this is for the initial inspection, then we can do the sampling of milk, dipper to tube, automatic vacuum, drip. These are the methods are there. Then we dump the milk and then we do the laboratory testing of the milk is there. Now what are the different tests at the laboratory level? We have the chemical and microbiological tests. Like chemical tests are titrable acidity, fat test, solid not fat, total solids. Then microbiological tests are methylene blue reduction test, 10 minutes resolution test, and the direct microscope count. These are the tests are there. Is the cleaning and sanitization of milk cans and tankers. Now under this we have the manual washing, then we have the mechanical washer is there. Mechanical washer is two types, rotary type and straight through or tunnel type is there. We also have the cleaning in place, CIP is there. Similarly there is a sanitization system, that is there are 4 ways: flushing, spraying and brushing of equipment, fogging and submersion. These are the 4 systems for sanitization. So cleaning of the cans is also very important and it is taken into account. Then we come to the milk chilling and storage. Now this also we have structured into important components like chilling of milk, then chilling center, then storage of milk, how it is to be done. Now after this, the students, after going through the unit, now the first thing is you will to share with us what is the importance of chilling the milk is there. Then you can also outline the effect of chilling on microbial growth, shelf life, quality and properties of the milk is there. Then what are the various equipment for milk collection, the selection of location and site and installation of milk chilling center, what are the operational activities and devices for milk chilling centers, then what are the consideration in selection, construction and installation of milk storage equipment. These are the different aspects which is there. Now we'll take the chilling of milk. It's the microbial part is very important because effect on microbial growth. If the temperature is lower, then the growth of microorganisms will be slower, right? That's why we say the milk should be chilled immediately within the 4 hours of the production is there. Now what are the different effect of keeping quality of milk equipment after the milk has been chilled? There are certain changes, like First is physicochemical changes. The ranitide acid action is delayed. Failure to ranitide acid coagulation is there. Then failure to coagulate at isoelectric point. This is also one of the problems is there. Increase in viscosity is there. Then there is a decrease in cheese curd firmness, increased hydrolytic acidity, increased foaming is there. Then similarly the physical structure of fat globules, because there is a clustration of fat globules, migration of substances. So this is an overall of the importance of chilling into this is there. The primary purpose is that the microorganisms should not grow, and we should be able to save the product for longer time at lower cost, in a lower transportation cost is there. Now what are the different equipments and methods of chilling? The first is the can immersion, then surface cooler, then plate heat exchanger, then tubular cooler, bulk milk coolers, rotor freezer, and brine cooling. These are the certain equipment is there. Ice cooling is the when we put the ice around the metal cans, it is known as the this. We can also have the indirect way of in can cooling also, and then direct addition of ice is there. Then there are mechanical cooling. It's like a household refrigerator. We have a surface cooler or immersion cooler, bulk tank is there, ice bank is there. Now what are the purposes of chilling center is it accepts weigh and pooling of supplies of milk from the different places. The second is preserve the quality of raw milk supplies, it is there. And third is providing easy transporter of chilled milk to the processor. This is the three objectives of our chilling center is there. Now what are the criteria for selection of site and location? First is the location of main dairy or market where it is there. Then next is within area of adequate milk production, it should be there. It should be also availability of ensure of potable water supply, electricity supply, labor supply should be near to the chilling center criteria is there. Proximity to good road or railway station. There should be facilities for wastage or sewage disposal should be there. Easily availability of human resource and infrastructure facilities should be ensured. So these are the certain points which is to be kept. Now what are the chilling center operational aspects are there? First is reception and receiving devices, chilling and storage, dispatch of milk to the main dairy. Now dispatch of milk, when we say the level of milk and recorded temperature are noted into this, working of agitator is ensured, the milk delivery line is connected from the tank to the milk pump, the outlet of the storage tank is open, the milk pump is started and the milk is released into the tanker. The basic purpose is that whatever the milk we have collected, it has to be transportation into the silo or storage tank is there. The rate of flow is recorded and milk is allowed to flow in the tanker to the prefixed optimum level. So whatever the is there, just like say 10,000 liters or those, so we have to define, and it prefixed it is to be there. The milk pump is stopped and the tanker covers are closed and secured by locking them. The milk delivery valve of storage tank is also closed is there. Now storage of milk can be at production, collection or chilling center is there, primarily to collect the milk and then store it for the further transportation is there. Now storage of milk at processing center, mainly it should be the milk silos are there, and that's why the purpose is also mentioned into there. Similarly, what is the purpose of storage of milk by road tankers is also there for transportation by the road tankers, and similarly for the rail tankers is also there. Normally dairy plants hold both raw and pasteurized milk, and we have to see that the milk storage capacity is equivalent to 1 day's intake. That at least we have to ensure that if we are collecting the milk capacity is around 2 lakh liter, we should have the capacity to store about 1 lakh liter is there. So these are the points of the, you can see the storage tanks. It will have the lids, product inlet, product outlet, indicating temperature, opening, air vent, agitator, scale. So these are the points under this. So in this block, milk reception, what we have covered is that how do we collect the milk, how do we organize the collection system, then how to establish the collection unit, collection center or point, then how to organize the route for delivery of the milk to the main dairy is there, right? After this, we also studied the hypothesis of chilling and storage, and what is the need, and how do we decide that the milk should be chilled within the 4 hours of the production is there. What are the different containers and what are the other aspects into there. Then transportation criteria. Then last we studied about the storage also. We also studied something about the different type of tests which we can take into the account, or the purpose of the equipment is there. We mentioned about like titrable acidity, clot on boiling, alcohol test. These are the points, and then how do we store them. Thank you very much. Thank you.